Okay, I'm Jordan Robbins, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between a change in supply and a change in quantity supplied, and a change in demand and a change in quantity demanded. So whenever we talk about quantity demanded and quantity supplied, we mean a shift along a supply or demand curve. So here I have a supply curve, upward sloping, and so a change in quantity supplied means that because the price changed, we're going to supply more. And so anything that has to do with a change in the price of the good, that's going to be the quantity supplied, or conversely the quantity demanded if we're looking at a demand curve. So if we say the price, and this is the market for, say, bread, and we say the price of bread increased from $5 to $10, how does that affect the quantity demanded? We would say, okay, well at this price of $5, our quantity demanded was this much right here, and if we go up to a price of $10, our new quantity demanded is this, x2, right? So as this represents a movement along the supply curve, as the price increases, suppliers are willing to supply more. And so that's an important concept of how we deal with quantity supplied. Now a change in supply is something different. So a change in supply deals more with things other than the price of the good. So if we talk about the determinants of supply, if say, the price of inputs goes up, then that's going to increase the supply or shift the supply to the right. And so what this means is that at any given price, I'm willing to supply more. So at this price, where before we had $5, again, we were willing to supply this amount here. But now with this increase in supply at a price of $5, we're now willing to supply this higher level, right? So that's why we draw an increase in supply as a shift to the right. Now, so if you want to increase demand, it's going to be the exact same thing. So instead of having that upward sloping curve, we're going to have a downward sloping curve. So an increase in demand represents a shift to the right of the demand curve, and a decrease in demand represents a shift like this to the left of the demand curve. And so this is a very, very important economic concept to understand. A change in quantity demanded or quantity supplied is in response to a change in price, and a change in supply or a change in demand is a change in response to anything else.